It was supposed to be a routine flight from Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of the Congo, to Johannesburg, South Africa. Everett, but within minutes after takeoff, everything changed. 3 armed terrorists had snuck onto the plane with the intention of hijacking it. What happened next was beyond shocking. As the terrifying ordeal unfolded, most people froze in fear, but one woman bravely stepped up to take on the attackers. This is the incredible story of how one woman single-handedly fought off 3 terrorists at 30,000 feet in the air. The Boeing 737 was soaring through the skies with 106 passengers and crew members on board. Suddenly, panic erupted as 3 men wielding machetes and knives emerged from their seats. They were not passengers. These men had sinister intentions, aiming to hijack the plane and turn it toward an unknown destination. The attackers began threatening the terrified crew, demanding that they be given full control of the aircraft. As the situation escalated, the captain knew he had to act fast. With the safety of everyone on board hanging in the balance, he made the decision to put the plane into a holding pattern, keeping it in the air but avoiding any descent. This gave him precious time to assess their options while keeping the plane airborne. But it also bought the attackers more time to threaten the passengers. People were screaming in terror as the men wielding weapons moved through the cabin. It seemed like nothing could stop them. But then a remarkable transformation occurred. In the face of such danger, most people froze in fear, unsure of what to do next. However, amidst the chaos, one woman refused to be a victim. This was no ordinary woman. She was a trained professional. And now her life and the lives of many others depended on her quick reactions. She had served in the military and had extensive training in hand-to-hand combat. But it had been years since she'd been in the line of duty. Could she still fight? With every fiber of her being, she knew she had to do something. So she took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. Time seemed to slow down as she sprang into action. Leaping from her seat, she found herself face to face with the attackers. Despite being outnumbered, she wasn't afraid. Years of training kicked in, and she knew exactly what to do. The first attacker lunged at her with a knife raised high, but she was ready for him. Using her combat skills, she dodged his attack and in a swift move disarmed him. But this was only the beginning. 2 more attackers were advancing towards her, their eyes filled with a terrifying glint. They thought they had the upper hand, but they were wrong. With lightning-fast reflexes, she fought back. What happened next was nothing short of spectacular. She delivered a powerful kick, sending the second attacker crashing to the ground. He clutched his injured leg, howling in pain. But there was no time for mercy. The third attacker was upon her, his face twisted in a snarl as he swung his machete. But she was too quick for him. Dodging his attack, she retaliated with a series of well-placed punches and kicks, sending him crashing into the seat in front of him. As if in a trance, she continued her assault, overpowering and disarming each attacker one by one. The passengers and crew watched in disbelief as she single-handedly took on the terrorists. But she didn't stop there. Her eyes flashing with determination, she grabbed the attackers' weapons, using them against their owners. Soon all 3 men were lying on the ground, subdued and defeated. But the ordeal was far from over. The pilots had managed to maintain control of the plane, preventing the terrorists from seizing the cockpit. Now they had to land the plane safely, with 3 injured attackers on board. It was a risky maneuver, but they brought the plane down without any further incidents. As soon as the passengers disembarked, emergency services rushed to help the injured. In the end, all 3 attackers were neutralized. Nobody was killed, but several people were injured. And as for the woman who had single-handedly taken on the attackers, she was hailed as a hero. Her quick reactions, courage, and combat skills had saved hundreds of lives. At 30,000 feet in the air, she had shown that one person with the right attitude can make a difference. So what's the moral of this story? Even in the face of overwhelming odds, one person can make a difference. Her bravery saved countless lives and prevented a potential disaster. So never underestimate the power of one.